2 trips to Roaring Plains. Neither of them went according to plan. One was in April, one is in June. All right, good morning. It is 7:45. I got up at 4 o'clock. I was on the trail by 6. And I'm at the trailhead. And the descent from Chimneys to the parking lot took me an hour and 45 minutes. Not bad for someone my age. Some of you will know what that means. It's about 10:43 in the morning. I'm on Phi Road 19, heading to South Prong Trailhead, which takes you into the Roaring Plains Wilderness. I'm going to spend a couple of days there. Temperatures are supposed to rise today, tomorrow, the next day. Sunday, temperature's supposed to drop down. I'm looking at a rain event Saturday. I'll be on Lion's Head or hiking from Red Creek to Lion's Head. We'll see where I get. But North Fork Mountain, did the whole ridge, 23 miles. Camped on the Chimneys last night. It was fantastic. Now I'm in the old truck, heading to my next adventure. North Fork Mountain, Roaring Plains Wilderness, Dolly Sods Wilderness. All right, time to get ready for the next leg. All right, it's Michael. It is 12 noon exactly, Wednesday, April 19th. Beautiful day, 75 degrees. And I'm ready for the second leg of my trip. I finished North Fork Mountain this morning. And now I'm heading on the South Prong Trail up into Roaring Plains for 3 days and 2 nights. Looking forward to it. It's an area I know quite well. And I'm all packed up, resupplied in Petersburg. Thank you, Steffi Hone, for giving me some weather updates. Appreciate that very much. And thank you all my Facebook friends for checking out my relatively few posts, because internet signals in West Virginia are sketchy at best. Anyway, time for me to hike. All right, I've been on the South Prong Trail for 45 minutes, and I reached a campsite. I stayed my last night of an 8-day, 7-night circumnavigation of Roaring Plains and Dolly Sods Wilderness. It was an unbelievable trip, and if you get a chance, check it out on YouTube. It's a really good series of videos. But anyway, I wanted to revisit it real quick. It's camouflage. Easy to walk by this one. I didn't build a fire here the last time because I didn't like the fire pit. But apparently someone's been here since me, which doesn't surprise me. And I don't know what they left in the fire pit, but you can see all spruce cones and spruce needles down from the winter and the high winds we had recently. But yeah, I think I had my tent, excuse me, right there. So anyway, beautiful red spruce, rhododendron. But time for me to continue on. I'm shooting for the campsite 0.3 miles past the point. All right, ciao. All right, a little video of South Prong Trail and the Roaring Plains Wilderness, Monongahela National Forest in West Virginia. I am not far from where the Hidden Passage Trail meets, and the South Prong takes a hard right towards Phi Road 70 and up to the pipeline. But I'm going to take Hidden Passage and Hidden Passage Jeep Trail and down the power lines and the Canyon Rim Trail. And I'm going to camp on the Canyon Rim Trail about a third of a mile after the point. There is water a third of a mile before the point, So I'm packing a few liters. It's definitely warm out. Very pleasant breeze. Doing all right. Did get up at 4 o'clock this morning. Hiking by 6 a.m. Descended 1,800 feet to my truck. Then I had some errands to do in Petersburg. And then get my ass over here. In a few days, I'll be hitting Dolly Saws. All right. Carry on. All right. Hello, everyone. And now it's time for Zen lesson number 177. There is a phrase in the hiking community called embrace the suck. And basically, the Zenness of it is by embracing the suck, it becomes less sucky. Does that make sense? It does to me. But here we go. Typical up Highlands mud hole. I've seen it worse. But yeah, I'm embracing the suck. It feels really good. And you should try it. Nice black mud. And I'm not wearing my full hiking boots. I'm wearing my hiking shoes, which I really love. But yeah, you gotta pick a line. Like for example, look at those rocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. No more suck. All right? So embrace the suck, everybody. Embrace the suck. Before I drop my camera. Wednesday, April 19th. I just got off the South Prong Trail and I'm on the Hidden Passage Trail. Hidden Passage / Jeep Trail. And 3 years ago, I camped at this very site on my first visit to Roaring Plains. Had a great time. I remember hearing coyotes howling. And yeah, I just wanted to film it again for nostalgia, but I'm heading towards the edge of the Allegheny Front and then hopefully on the Canyon Rim Trail if I have the motivation. All right, bye. All right, hello everybody. This little hill, it's actually more than a hill. It's a significant geomorphic feature. This is part of the northern edge or lip of the Roaring Plains Plateau, which is the highest plateau in eastern North America. So I hike up that and now I'm truly on top of the plateau. And of course, plateaus usually have steps and I'm on a lower step. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I didn't realize that the first time I did this a few years ago. But yeah, I'm gonna stop filming, but that is the edge of the plateau in Roaring Plains. I am back again. I am now on top of the plateau. And as you might expect, it's noticeably windier, although not crazy like Monday and Tuesday were on North Fork Mountain. But there's a great campsite I stayed at last October, right on the edge of the Allegheny Front. And I'm gonna mull over my options. It is my vacation, and I can change my plans. And I've been up since 4 o'clock this morning. So very shortly, I'm gonna sit down, take a break, and think about life. Think about this hike. All right, catch up with you folks later. Pretty sweet trail. Just like you, baby. Pretty sweet. That was a joke. the best campsites in West Virginia. Certainly one of the best in Monongahela. One of the best in Roaring Plains. I stayed at this spot last October on that big circumnavigation trip. And I'm gonna take, I don't know, half-hour rest. Think about my options. Nothing wrong with that. All right. Good afternoon, everybody. I am on the Hidden Passage / Jeep Trail. As I mentioned in my last video, I camped here last October. And I was thinking about staying here because I was feeling sorry for myself. You've been up since 4 o'clock this morning. But I looked at my objective on the Roaring Plains trip is to get to the Haystack Knob. That's my whole objective. I could skip Canyon Rim Trail because I've done it 3 times. But looks like I'm gonna be doing it a 4th time. So I'm gonna be heading that way a mile, and then that way down the pipeline for a 1/3 of a mile, and then slight right to the Canyon Rim Trail, and 1.4 miles from the pipeline to the point, and then only a 1/4 of a mile after the point. There's a great camp that I've had my eye on for a couple of years, and my friend Al Peary from Facebook, somebody I met on the Dolly Size Facebook group, he was there just a few days ago, and it's like, yeah, I want to stay there. So that's my plan, and it's time for me to get going. All right, I am at the thermometer. There's kind of a signpost that you've arrived at the Canyon Rim Trail, and someone has thoughtfully placed a small cairn of rocks right there, and that's the direction I'm heading. But looking across the pipeline, there's another route there, and I've seen it on maps. And it must be an abandoned Jeep road. But I'm wondering if any of my Roaring Plains buddies have done that, because it might be actually a shortcut. But I'm curious. Probably have to save it for another trip. I just walked down that. I got 1.4 to the point. I'm gonna water up just before the point, and then another 1/4 mile after the point, and I'm done. All right. Well, I'm a little excited. This is the first bunch of ramps I've found in my entire life. I saw something back that looked exactly the same. I didn't think it was ramps, but I just pulled one little guy out in the name of science. Yes, she blinded me with science and wild onions. And I actually got it in my pocket. I'm gonna add it to my meal. Just one single ramp, so not doing any damage. But apparently they like moist habitat. But anyway, I gotta get to the water supply and then my camp. Should be there in 40 minutes. Hey, just a little public service announcement. There's a lot of this terrain in Roaring Plains and Dolly Sods and up and down the south, really. Talus fields is a product of millions of years of freezing and thawing in the nature of the bedrock. But it's warm now. It's probably 75, 77, and it's sunny. So you have to watch out for timber rattlers. You need to pay attention to the wildlife. I haven't seen any, but this is what they like. This is where they like to live. So, yeah. All right. If you like that video, please contact the U.S. Forest Service or email Smokey the Bear. Thank you. Hello everybody, it's Michael. It's about 6:27 p.m. Wednesday, April 19th. And I'm gonna give you a little tour of my campsite on the Canyon Rim Trail, about 1/3 of a mile south of the point. And it's a nice one. I'm right on the edge of the rim. I made a video of this campsite back in October. I didn't stay here, but I really liked it. It's a nice site, great for hammocks, better for hammocks than tents. I'm getting ready to cook some taco soup that my friend Miss Debbie made me, and a single ramp that I harvested. Ugh. I'm tired, excuse me. I set up my tent, this mossy spruce forest, and I'm definitely gonna be ready to bed. Like I just said, I'm tired. Did about 9.5 miles today. But let me show you the rest of my estate. Haha. I was gonna camp right here. I cleared out the duff, but it's solid bedrock, like 1 inch underneath. And out here, I'm looking east, out towards North Fork Mountain, where I got off this morning. What a great hike that was. And this is my back porch. Sorry, Al, I still live from you. But it's supposed to be 84 degrees in town, so it's going to be in the 80s up here. So that's going to be interesting. And I'm heading to Haystack Knob. And I'm hungry. And yeah, thank you for all your support. I got a lot of good friends, Frank and Brenda, Dave and Michael, and many others that morally support these adventures. So thank you. Time for taco soup with ramps. This is my view at 7:15 p.m. Wednesday from the Canyon Rim Trail. It's been a good trip, and my mantra is 1 step at a time, 1 mile at a time, 1 hour at a time, 1 day at a time, and discipline. And if I stick to those tenets, my trips tend to go pretty well. But nothing is guaranteed in life, is it? But anyway, it's a beautiful day. The next 2 days are going to be in the 80s, so not my favorite, but I'll deal with it. All right, thank you for watching my YouTube videos. I really, really appreciate it. And I hope you will subscribe, like, or comment on my videos. It's just a little hobby that I do. All my iMovies are made on my iPhone and then downloaded to YouTube. I'm pretty good at it. I've done about 50 of them. But anyway, love West Virginia backpacking, especially extended trips. Ciao. All right, probably the last video of the day, and just some quick reflections on the hike so far. I'm actually 3 miles ahead of schedule, and that is due to the fact that I changed my mind about caching stuff today at the Red Creek Trailhead, and instead will head back to my truck on South Prong, but still continue to do what I need to do in Roaring Plains, and then just drive over to Red Creek Trailhead, where I'm probably going to take the very first campsite on the trail as I did last October. And the reason for that is because I got an 8 to 10 mile day tomorrow over to Haystack Knob, where I'm going to spend the night. And then the following day, Haystack Knob to Roaring Plains Trail, and I'll take Fire Road 70 or South Prong Trail again, which I did today, back to my truck, and then zip over to Red Creek and hike a mile or two before going up to Lion's Head the following day, where I'm expecting rain pretty much the whole day, but Lion's Head's a good place to hunker up for rain. I'll be bringing my AquaQuest tarp. But anyway, and then the following day, I'm gonna cross Red Creek, go up to Roarbar Cliffs, and there's a killer campsite on Roarbar Cliffs I've never stayed at that I want to stay. And then Monday, hike back to my truck and head back to Whitestone. It was a long day today, getting up at 4, and it's almost 8 o'clock now. But I was glad I was able to touch base with some friends on Facebook when I was in Petersburg this morning. And one other thing, a shout out to my hiking shoes, not hiking boots, hiking shoes. They're Nortov 8 and they're durable as heck. This is my 4th or 5th trip, not a sign of wear. And my miles per hour is much better with these shoes. The lighter your shoes, the faster you're gonna walk. It's that simple. Anyway, what a gorgeous scene here on the Canyon Rim Trail in Roaring Plains Wilderness. It's just amazing. I got my camp all set up. No fly tonight, so it's almost like cowboy camping when you don't have the fly. I got my merino upper base layer and a good pillow and some adult beverages, and that's about it. Been a good trip, and I hope the rest of the trip goes as well as the first half. Thank you for watching, everybody. Talk to you later. Good morning. It's about 6:10 Thursday, and some interesting developments over the course of the night. And normally this direction I'm looking at, to get off subject here, would have a really nice sunrise, but not this morning. But I'm all packed up for the most part. I mean, I got all gear ready to go in the bag. My tent is packed up down here. And to say that I got skunked, well, that's kind of a play on words. Yesterday when I was hiking, I'm about a mile back from here, I thought I found a patch of ramps. And I picked one. I even made a video how excited I was I found a patch of ramps. And then I made taco soup. And I sliced up that one ramp and put it in my taco soup. And it was really delicious. And long story short, about 3.5 hours later, I'm lying in my tent, half asleep, and my stomach started feeling unsettled, really unsettled, and acting weird. And over the course of the next hour, I had 6 puking episodes, and they were pretty violent. I'm fine now. I actually got a decent night's sleep after the projectile puking was done. But yeah, I'm gonna skip Haystack Knob. I forgot my coffee and chai in my truck, and I kind of have to have that every morning. My stomach is a little sore, but I think that's just from upheaval, puking, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, so I am going to take the Canyon Rim Trail back to the pipeline, follow the pipeline for 1.5 miles to Fire Road 70, hike down that 3 miles back to my truck, and then reevaluate what I want to do. It's supposed to be in the 80s today, which is not my cup of tea. So it's time for me to ramble on. I get to ramble on, sing this song. But you know what? It's been a great trip. And one way or another, it's my vacation, and I'm going to chill and try to enjoy nature. All right, bye. Hey, a quick follow-up to the video I just made regarding eating what I thought was a ramp and getting sick. Well, I have a good friend who lives not far away, lives down in the German Valley. Her name is Steffi, and she's a pretty smart plant person. Anyway, I've been in touch with her last night and this morning, and it probably, almost like definitely, wasn't a ramp, but a skunk cabbage. And I only ate one the size of my, a little bit bigger than one of your fingers. It looked like a green onion with the leaves and the white stalk. And I asked her to Google, first I thought it was hellebore, but hellebore doesn't come out till later in the season. So I asked her to Google the toxicity of skunk cabbage, and what she found was induces vomiting / diarrhea. I haven't had any diarrhea, thank God, but I do have diarrhea pills if I should need it. But so that's what happened. And lesson learned, I will not be eating anything that I am not 100% sure of the identification. Like, I know what a raspberry looks like. So live and learn, all right? Not the end of the world. Ciao. I think that's Haystack Knob, the small one in the middle. Looking out towards North Fork Mountain, where I was yesterday and the day before and the day before that. 7 o'clock in the morning. Didn't get the spectacular sunrise, but that's all right. It's almost 8 o'clock. My pace is not very fast. Energy levels are a little bit low. Morale, it's good. Just this trip's not going to go quite according to plan, but I've still been backpacking for several days in West Virginia, so that's good. I'm on the Canyon Rim Trail, heading back towards the gas pipeline, Fire Road 70. There's a stream coming up. All right, I got a little cut on my hand, on my arm, excuse me. Oh, in about 10 minutes, I'll be at Fire Road 70. And then I have a 3-mile walk to my truck back on Fire Road 19, South Prong Trailhead. Right now, I'm on the pipeline way. I'm guessing it's liquid natural gas. I've been thinking about this last couple of days. Is it regular gas like you put in your car? Is it like gas? Or is it liquid natural gas? So, anyone knows, let me know. Beautiful day out. It's gonna be warm though. I've been mulling over my options and I haven't made any decisions yet. But, you know, love them or hate them, it's part of the infrastructure. But the engineering that goes into building these things in this kind of terrain is a little bit mind-boggling. Good afternoon, everybody. It's Michael. It's June 11th. It's a little going on 12:30. I got to the trailhead around 11:20. Took me about 40 minutes to reorganize my gear. What else? This is the South Prong of Red Creek. I'm gonna be following that for first half of the day today. And let's see. I got up at 3 a.m. this morning and I was on the road by 5:20. 250 miles of driving with no problems, thank God. So now I'm in Roaring Plains Wilderness in Monongahela National Forest in the beautiful state of West Virginia. It's about 74 degrees in the shade, and I think I'm gonna be crossing this creek. I'll probably put the video down, but yeah, it's only a 4-day and 3-night hike, which is cool. I think I put too much pressure on myself on that last hike back in April, trying to do North Fork Mountain, Roaring Plains, and Dolly Sods. So yeah, I gotta cross. You can see a blue blaze over there. But all right, get a little closer to the creek. Don't drop the phone, dude. Don't slip on your ass. Water levels are low, so it should be pretty easy. Yeah, right there, I'm gonna cross. All right, there's the blue blazes. Time to go. A little footnote to the previous video I made a few minutes ago here on the South Prong of Red Creek. About a month ago, human remains were found in this very area, and it was a male, and they think he had been deceased for 2 to 4 weeks. No cause of death was given. I don't think they even identified his name yet. I need to follow up on that when I get home, see if I can learn any more about it. But the reason I mentioned that is there's been this orange flagging, and it says U.S. Forest Service permitted, and they have nothing to do with the remains that were found a month ago. But it's right there. It says do not disturb, U.S. Forest Service permitted. So I'm not sure what that's all about, but I just wanted to follow up. South Prong Trail. I'm about 3 or 4 minutes from the actual South Prong, where I'm gonna water up and snack up. And then it's about 1/3 of a mile uphill to 5 Road 70. And then I got 1.7 miles to the end of 5 Road 70, where I will take another break. And then I'll continue on the Roaring Plains Trail to the TP Trail, and hopefully camp at that intersection of the TP Trail and Canyon Rim. Really nice day. Supposed to get some rain tomorrow, but it looks like a spike around 8 to 10. There's the South Prong. Water levels are low, but at least it's flowing. So I'm gonna take a break shortly. Following an old logging road. I love these things. They make hiking really fun. All right, trail crosses a little ways up here. I don't know if you can see it. Looks like there's a rope, cable. It wasn't here when I did this trail a few years ago. Interesting. Huh. Here's where the trail crosses. All right, I'm gonna stop and take a break. There's a rope here too. There's no ropes here before. I suppose there was a period of flooding. This would be helpful, but this is my second time on this particular trail. I'm not sure if this is actually in the federal wilderness area or just outside it, but nice rope. Looks like good 8mm climbing rope. I don't know why you would need it. There's flooding. Alright, this video's gone on quite a while. Time to take a break. I need to take a pee, but not in the creek. Alright, I'm heading that way. By Road 70 is about a third of a mile. Alrighty, I am back on Fire Road 70. I got 1.7 miles to the end of Fire Road 70 where it meets the pipeline. I'm gonna pick up Roaring Plains, and then I'm gonna pick up TP Trail. There is one section of the TP Trail, it's kind of a mud shithole. It's a good sized one. That trail sign says 2.9. It's more like 3.7. So don't always trust trail signs. And I have a paper map that I laminated in the back of my pack. It says 3.7. That one's correct. South Prong Trail continues that way. I am heading this way. And at least it's easy and it's shaded. Only 2:30, Sunday, June 11th. All right. Gotta keep pushing on. Alrighty, I am back on Fire Road 70. I got 1.7 miles to the end of Fire Road 70 where it meets the pipeline. I'm gonna pick up Roaring Plains, and then I'm gonna pick up TP Trail. There is one section of the TP Trail, it's kind of a mud shithole. It's a good sized one. That trail sign says 2.9. It's more like 3.7. So don't always trust trail signs. And I have a paper map that I laminated in the back of my pack. It says 3.7. That one's correct. South Prong Trail continues that way. I am heading this way. And at least it's easy and it's shaded. Only 2:30, Sunday, June 11th. All right, gotta keep pushing on. All right, good afternoon, everybody. It's me, Michael. It's going on 4 o'clock Sunday, June 11th, 2023. I just watered up. I just got onto the Roaring Plains Trail and I found a solid water source. It's almost completely underground, except for one small area where I dipped my coffee cup in and fill up my platypus. Got 2 liters. I got another liter. So, yeah, Roaring Plains Trail. I've been on this trail a few times. I got about 3/4 of a mile on this trail before I pick up the TP Trail, which is an unofficial trail. I've done it a couple times. And that's only 0.5 miles from the Roaring Plains Trail to where the TP Trail meets Canyon Rim Trail. So, yeah. So what have I seen for wildlife? I saw some coyote scat right on Fly Road 70. I saw a wood frog, not a toad, this is a frog. Got some pictures of that. Handsome, tan, brown, black outline frog. Beautiful. I heard a grouse. See some black capped chickadees. I'll probably hear coyotes tonight. Roaring Plains has a lot of them. No snakes, no deer. But anyway, time to get this last 1.25 miles completed. All right, it's 4:30, Sunday, June 11th. And that is the Roaring Plains Trail. That's where I came from, and it continues behind me. This is the side trail known as the TP Trail. It's an unofficial social trail. Very overgrown, and there's one section notoriously muddy. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Conditions here are really dry, so I don't think I'm gonna be building any campfires. But I'm gonna try to film a little bit of this TP Trail for you guys. Yeah, narrow, overgrown, but it's got a decent tread. But yeah, it's really overgrown. All right, that's it. 1 minute of TP Zen. All right, I'm finally at my final destination, the TP Trail. Effing bitch. Nasty, gnarly, godforsaken. Yeah, I got blood there. Got a little blood there. I gotta clean up. Just from dense bush. But I gotta pick a site, clean off this blood, and have some whiskey. Everything's good. All right, good evening. It's Michael. I have set up camp at the intersection of the TP Trail, marked by that little cairn. That trail is evil. It's nasty, it's vile, it's godforsaken, but it's really convenient. That's the only redeeming thing I can think about it. Hooks you up to the Canyon Rim Trail, relatively short order, but it is overgrown and muddy, and my arms got cut up pretty bad, but I'm fine. But anyway, tomorrow I'm gonna be following the Canyon Rim this way. I haven't done that section. This way goes to the point and to the pipeline, and I've done that a few times. And I've stopped here at this place, but I've never camped in the past. There's my tent. I've got my AquaQuest guide tarp set up. I did an okay job. It's a little funky, a little rusty. But yeah, Supposed to get some rain starting around midnight and peaking around 8 or 9 in the morning. Big Agnes Copper Spur UL HV1. And I brought my Marmot Nano 45 degree bag. It's about 63 degrees right now, so it's not that cold. And finally, I got some Jack Daniels and an Nalgene and Dogfish Head, and for Sarah, Voodoo Ranger. But yeah, so time to chill. Hello everyone, it's 8:30, Sunday, June 11th, 2023, and I am at the intersection of the Teepee Trail and the Canyon Rim Trail, and I hiked about 8 miles today, and I got up at 3 o'clock in the morning and drove 250 miles, but everything's going well. It's about 62 degrees right now. I got a merino upper base layer, which is just divine. Highly recommend. And tomorrow I am going that way. And my tent is over there with a tarp. And I'm chilling. I'm gonna have some chocolate with peanut butter smeared on it. And yeah, it's supposed to rain when I wake up, so tomorrow's supposed to be slightly rainy in the morning, and then hopefully it gets better. And I'm heading to Haystack Knob, which I've never been to, and it's kind of one of the more remote places in the Roaring Plains wilderness, so I will do it. Today's hike was great. I changed plans. I was going to go up Boar's Nest to Fire Road 70. I changed my mind and went up South Prong to Fire Road 70 because it's less elevation gain, and I will descend Boar's Nest on my final day, Wednesday. Makes more sense. But anyway, I'm out in the wilderness. I'm backpacking, I'm camping, and I'm happy. Thank you. Good morning. It is just about 6 a.m. June 12th. I am camped where the Teepee Trail meets Canyon Rim Trail in the Roaring Plains wilderness. And it lightly rained. I mean lightly, just little pitter patters on and off, and the ground is barely wet. My fly did a great job, and same with the tent. The Neotherm X-Air mattress, so comfortable, and can't see it because the vestibule door is in the way, but the light inside my tent has two purposes. The first purpose is it blows up my air mattress, so it's a flex tail air pump. The second, it's a tent lantern, so dual purpose. And some people like to make fun of people who use little air mattress pumps. Not me. I think it's just really convenient. You can even suck the air out of it if you switch the nozzle. So, time for me to make some coffee, slowly pack up. The plan is to head in the direction that I'm facing, following the canyon rim, coming out of a really cool campsite near Roaring Plains, and then veer this way to Haystack Knob, which I've never been to. And I've never done this section of Canyon Rim. I've only done that direction several times. Anyway, I gotta make some coffee. I've got to wake up. I slept pretty well too. All right, ciao. All right, good morning. It's 9 o'clock, Monday, June 12th. It is raining. It's picked up a little bit. It's not a deluge, but you know, it's steady. And I just started breaking down my tarp. See a line dangling there. I just want to do a little video. I cleaned up. All I gotta do is load my tarp and my Crocs and hit the trail. Yeah, and hopefully this weather breaks in the next couple hours. That would be most appreciated. All right, time for me to get my ass in gear. Ciao. Good morning. Quick video. I'm on the Canyon Rim Trail heading west towards Haystack Knob. Roaring Plains first and then Haystack Knob. And rain has let up. It's foggy. I don't know if the sun's gonna show through. A little bit damp, but not too bad. Quiet as hell out here. And someone's been trimming some of the rhododendrons, which is very reassuring. I'm very grateful. I look like I got some blowdowns coming up, so I'm gonna put the camera away and I'm gonna follow this trail like a hound. Ciao. On the canyon rim in the fog and rain, Monday morning. So far so good, some cairns, which are really reassuring. So, yeah, there's no view. But the weather is supposed to be nice tomorrow, so I'm hoping by this afternoon it starts getting a little clearer. All right, time to push on. All right, I am on the canyon rim in a massive boulder field slash cliff slash fog slash white rain. This is very treacherous hiking, especially when the rocks are wet. I'm taking it real slow, and I gotta be really careful. But eventually, I'll get back to the high ground and normal trails. I got plenty of time, but I just gotta be real careful. All right, it's beautiful though. I haven't seen a soul since I started hiking 24 hours ago. All right, hello everybody, it's Michael, and it's Monday. The rain has finally stopped, but I am soaked to the bone, and I made a decision to abort this hike. It wasn't a failure, because I did do the western half of the Canyon Rim Trail, which is far more difficult than the eastern half that I've done 2 or 3 times already. But it took me 2 hours and 15 minutes to go 1.5 miles on the Canyon Rim Trail. Extremely difficult terrain, lots and lots of large boulders, and sections of the trail that were really hard to follow. Other parts were pretty straightforward, but it's not an official trail either. And I got to the end and I took a break, and I was thinking about continuing on to Haystack Knob, but the route out to Haystack Knob is all open country. It's not forested. It's like heathlands, and being soaked, and it's only in the 60s right now. It's gonna get down in the 40s. The risk of getting hypothermia was just a little too high, and because sunset doesn't happen until 8 o'clock, I haven't enough time to get back to my vehicle. So it is what it is. It's a little disappointing, but yesterday these trails were bone dry, and today they're not. And so I'm on the Roaring Plains Trail. I'm about 1.5 miles from the pipeline gate. I'm gonna walk 3 miles down like I did back in April, and then probably another mile down Fire Road 19 to my truck, and have a very leisurely drive back to Whitestone. So, yeah, go figure. But I'm not disappointed. May sound it a little bit, but I'm not. But anyway, time to keep moving. Hey, I was wondering if anyone knows what these orange flag tape ribbons are. They're all over Roaring Plains. It says WVMTR, U.S. Forest Service Permit T, Do Not Disturb. Anybody have any ideas? Especially that part. WVMTR, what's that? Fire Road 19. Got about a mile to my truck. I made the right decision to bail on this hike. Like I said in the previous video, I'm super proud that I did the western half of the Canyon Rim Trail, because that was off the charts, incredibly difficult. I think it took me an hour at one point to go 0.4 miles. Yeah, talk about tough. But anyway, it's still raining, lightly, but it's still raining. And I'm pretty soaked, and the only dry clothing I have is a pair of socks, a pair of underwear, hiking shorts, and an upper merino base layer, which I wore last night and felt great. And if I had tried to go out to Haystack Knob, I would have gotten way more soaked. So after I finished the Canyon Rim Trail, I just blew off about 7 miles. I don't know, 2.5, 3 hours. But I'll be back. Haystack Knob awaits.